Hi guys, my name is Alejandra and I'm going to talk to you about the book Persepolis 1. But first I'm going to introduce you with some information about the author. Her name is Marjane Satrapi. She born in 1979 in Rust, Iran. She's an artist and writer whose graphic novels explore the gaps and the junctures between East and West. She grew up in Tehran, and by 1984 her parents had decided to send her to Austria to attend school. She returned to Tehran at the age of 19, studied art, and after a short-lived marriage, moved back to Europe in 1993. And by the mid-1990s, she was living permanently in Paris. She published books like Persepolis 1 in 2000, Persepolis 2 in 2001, Persepolis 3 in 2002, and Persepolis 4 and Brothers in 2003. The story starts introducing us into the origins of Iran and all the change and conflicts that this country has had until 1980. The introduction tries to explain us the reasons of the internal and external conflicts that are in majority because being a country rich in resources and other cultural and political items. It is important to mention that the author, before starting with the graphic novel, explained us why she wrote this book. She wrote it because she wanted people to know and understand that her country is not only fanatism, fundamentalism, and terrorism of a few extremists, but is full of people that have fought for freedom and for a better country for future generations. The story is developed in Iran and it is all narrated in first person. The principal character is the author of the novel when she was a child. This novel begins when the Iranian Revolution starts in the decade of 70s. This revolution consists in a searching of end with a dynasty, changing that for Islamic Republic. The author narrates that about some important facts of the revolution, introducing us into her daily life. In the 80s, with the Islamic Republic, many things changed. She and her older girls were forced to wear a veil in her heads, and also they were separated from men and assist to religious schools. It started with some manifestation of the population, influenced by ideas of characters like Che Guevara, showing us some things that happened in her family. She explained that she wanted to be prophet to end with the social classes and people suffering that was caused by the dynasty. Protestants against dynasty were butchered by soldiers. The author tells us that her parents, who are one of the main characters, were active Protestants too, and they explained her the story of the Shah, the king at the time. So she finally understood the importance of the revolution and that the king was not elected by God. She had wishes of going protest too. Many communists were arrested and tortured during the revolution, and some of them were free when the dynasty ended and the start of the Islamic Republic, but some others were killed before this happened. 2 family friends got arrested and were tortured, Musin and Siamak, who left prison after the revolution. Margie's uncle Ardush appeared from prison. She looks him since the first time as a hero. He told her a lot of the stories of his adventures claiming and fighting for democracy. When all of the political conflict seems to end, the Republic broke an Islamic regime, and violence became with more extreme than ever. It was reflected in Margie's life. Many of her friends and her parents started to leave the country, and others that were close to her were murdered, including his uncle and Dush. That was took to prison and executed. That was a heartbreaking scene. Later, a war into Iraq started, and all of the people had to hide in the basement of the buildings to protect themselves of bombs dropped by Iraqis. This also furthers the mart because the food became scarce, and many poor kids were sent to die in the war. Also, the inter-conflict get worse, so she practically lose all her freedom of express herself, show her hair, travel, buy cool things, wear cute clothes, go and make parties, drink wine, and even to study because the Islamic regime closed the universities. Margie's family and some of her neighbors were involved in a lot of conflicts for trying to resist the regime. Many of the population of the country, especially women, suffered of discrimination, taking away their rights, their beliefs, and their voice. It was too much for Margie. She would never give in to the Islamic regime. She was uncontrollable at school, so her parents make a choice for her future, and they sent her away to Austria with a family friend, where she will have a better life. The end of Persepolis is really sad. She was separated of her family because of people's extreme ideals and beliefs, because of war and politics. Persepolis gives to us a hard but beautiful message, where are full of stereotypes and prejudices. Even if there are many people in Iran that care about superficial things like how do you dress and what things do you like, there have always been people who are only victims of this and who have always fought for a free country.